Well, hello.
How you
Good
doing?
afternoon. Welcome to The Journey. It's a talk show, but it's also a reunion, especially for us. I want to just introduce you quickly
Okay.
to the audience, and then I want you to just talk. I'll give you the questions, but you just deviate as much as you want, digress as much as you want, because what we're talking about today has to be told. Everyone needs to know who you are and why you are here. So, tell me about your childhood, and then we will just continue because you do have a story to tell.
First of all, my name is Pastor Lorenzo Johnson Sr. I am the CEO of Community Youth Against Violence,
Right.
but been on a journey. And when I say journey, I'm talking about we can't sit back and just let things happen. We have to kind of be able to leave a landmark on something. I think that if we leave landmarks and our children come through the rank, they'll have something to grip on and something to understand that where they came from. And in which back in 1961, when I had the opportunity to walk into Earlton Heights Elementary School, it was a great opportunity, and that inspired me through the years, and I had a strong mother during that particular time
Yes.
that took me through a lot of areas in which it had to be, areas that which was very strong areas in which black
That you
folks
were not supposed to
to
go
be
in.
exactly,
And
exactly.
because of your strong mother.
Yes, yes, yes.
Go on.
And through that time, it had given me through the history of what my mother portrayed and the way she brought us up, that we have to be concerned about not just ourselves but our surroundings, and our surroundings is our community. And in order to, and we know that since then things have really changed. There's been
But there's still the fight.
it's still a fight. Yeah,
So
yeah.
when your mom took you, how many of you did she take that day
She
to
took
Arlington Heights?
three of us,
Three
my
of you.
brother, my sister, and myself.
How old were you?
I must have I was in the third grade. I must have about 7, 8 years old.
Yes. I don't know if you want to tell everyone. I know it. The mural that has been portrayed of your mom and you all in Arlington Heights.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the Dade County School Board because they saw fit that there should be some type of history left here at Arlington Heights Elementary School, and we do feel that the Black history is fading away here in Dade County, so we need to leave a landmark somewhere and some place in here. So we had the opportunity to have a mural on the walls of Earlton Heights Elementary School of myself, my mother, and my brother and sister, and also a copy of the newspaper article that came out in 1961. And we were very proud of that. And I'm a bragger, you know what I mean? I heard somebody said that in order for, if you don't brag on yourself, and when I say bragging is just not.
It's a fact.
It's a fact
It's a fact.
with motivation.
Absolutely.
If you're just bragging, you're just bragging. But if you're bragging with motivation, the intention to spread
Yes.
the joy, to spread the things that is needed, and try to support things of what we're trying to do. So that's one of the main things that we want, that legacy, that mural on that wall for our Black kids to actually see. And last year there was a kid at Earlton Heights. He played the role model of Lorenzo Johnson, and I felt pretty proud of that. They sent me the picture, and he stood in front of the mural. And we do have different historical Black Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but our kids need to know what's going on right now, how we got there. They opened the doors for the Martin Luther King opened the doors for us, and we just continue. It has to be continued. And right now, things are just slow, but we got to stay on the bandwagon, stay on this journey to try to make everything happen.
I think we jumped ahead of ourselves. I want to have the audience know that you have not always been a pastor.
No.
Talk about whatever you want to talk about as it relates to when did you get your calling?
Well, my dad is a pastor. My son is a pastor too.
Okay.
Lorenzo, he was a pastor at the age of 16. My dad been a pastor all my life. I became a pastor back in 2005.
Okay.
And you know, and you would say, you know, I was always used to go out, and when I used to go out and try to told my dad that the Lord had called me, my dad looked at me and said, "Hey, no man, the Lord had called you. You got to sit over here and wait." And so he wasn't too amped to say, "Okay, come on, you know, come on, God call you, come on." But he set me on the side, and when I actually used to go out and preach, trial preach to these churches, and I always have to be apologizing while I'm in the pulpit. And my dad grabbed me one day and he jacked me up. He said, "Come here." He said, "You got one more time to apologize while you in this pulpit.
Okay.
Because everybody out here is saved by the grace. All of them enemies saved by the grace of the Lord." So that right there straightened me up. and so, you know, so when I go out, I stop that apologizing. And I've always used this old phrase. I say, "Ye without sin, throw the first stone."
Yeah, that's something that we always need to have in the back of our minds. Who has clean hands?
Yeah.
And if you do, hold them up. And rarely will you see those hands come up. Now, I went to your being a pastor, and when did you start your church?
I started my church back in 2000. After I became a minister, I started maybe 3 years later. I started Faith Tabernacle Baptist Church.
Okay.
And I started in the north part of Dade County. And my church is on 64th Street and 22nd Avenue.
Okay.
At the time. And but right now, I'm pastoring 2 churches.
Oh, my.
I'm pastoring Faith Tabernacle on one end. I do 8 o'clock, and then I do 11 o'clock in Gould. So my dad's church was in Gould, Florida. He was at Peace Missionary. He's retired, and then they called him to go down to Gould's New Hope Baptist Church. That's where he last was. When he passed away, that was the church that he was pastoring. So they called me to be the pastor. So it was just an opportunity to go. So I do 8 and then do 11. I shoot down south.
Yeah, that's a drive.
It's a drive. And I live way in Miami Lakes.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a drive.
It's a drive.
That's commitment.
Well, God has been good.
Amen. So since we went to Arlington Heights, I want to go back to that because I want everyone to know what it was like for a 7 or 8 year older to go to that school during that time, and we all have lived through that time. How did you feel when you walked in? Now, I know you weren't afraid because you had your mama, and then but you had your brother and your sister. What was that like?
Well, initially when we walking in, you know, they had police officers and a lot of police officers around, and it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
But because of who my mother was, she was not afraid because we always thought she was our protector. Matter of fact, she was more protected than our dad was. You know,
it's
mom
usually
didn't
like
play.
that.
No,
That's
mom
right.
didn't play.
That's
you know,
right.
mom didn't play. So we know that if we're with our mom walking through that school, I felt really safe.
Wow.
But when we got in there, when we got into the school, we thought there was going to be some. But when we got in there, things turned out to be
very
okay.
calm.
Yeah, very calm. You know, and I think that the kids. The kids was exceptional. You know, we played together and everything was nice. You know, it was something new to us, but we had opportunity. It was a great opportunity that we had, and I, like I say, my mother made us feel real comfortable because of who she were.
Well, let me show this. I don't know if they can see it, but this is something I'm so proud of.
Okay.
That's your mom and you all. Why did she bring you all? Because the school, after all, it was segregated. Why did did she ever say to you all, I'm going to take you all to this school and it'll be just a few children that look like you? How did she prepare you all for the school?
Well, she wanted us to make sure that we stayed close to each other. You know, she didn't want us to wonder. When she prepared us, she's always told us. Matter of fact, I remember when she told us that she sat down and she talked to us and she told us that we're going to be going to a place that's different from where we came from. And we have to be, and she told us how to act. She told us to make sure you act right. Don't let me come out to that school. You know the story.
Oh, yes.
Don't let me come out there. Don't let nobody tell me you're acting up or anything. So we was well mannered because
Of course.
of what our parents instilled in us at the beginning. And she always told us to make sure that if anything, that if somebody bothers you, make sure you don't hit them back. You go tell the teacher. So she always told us that. She always told us that.
So how long did you stay at Arlington Heights? You went through the
whole
elementary?
I graduated from Arlington Heights, yes.
And from there, where did you go?
Brownsville Junior High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you went to Brownsville, it was a different setting.
Well, things was changing. You know,
Okay.
things were changing. Brownsville, it was a different setting as well. But things that changed. You know, the time was changing. Our neighborhood was changing by the
Yes.
time I got there because we were so happy to have a white neighbor next door.
Oh.
We was happy. Wow, we bragging. I used to brag about I got a white person live next door to me.
Wow.
You know, that was, you know, and we thought that was a thing, but people was, you know, the neighborhood started changing, and the white folks was actually moving out our neighborhood. So Brown Sub became really,
Yes.
you know, and we, you know, when we went to Brownsville, it was, you know, it was great.
Okay, I want to go back. I want to go back to Arlington Heights.
Okay.
That's why I wanted you to come, so you could talk about it. How did your brother and sister accept going there?
Well, I think that because of what what my mother laid into us, we had no problem. We had no problem. My brother had no problem. I don't think my sister had. We had no problem.
Were you the
because
oldest, the youngest?
I'm the young. I was the baby.
You were the baby.
Yeah, and brother and sister, they all gone home to glory.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
mom and everybody's gone. But my brother had no issues there. My sister had no issues because, like I said, at Arlington Heights, my mother instilled to us. She laid down the rules, and so we had to abide by the rules. And so,
But you know what? I want to know, why did she take you all there? Because during that time, the climate was not always calm.
Well, I think we, first of all, we lived in the neighborhood. We lived,
Right,
we lived
right.
close to the neighborhood. We were living on 51st Street and 19th Avenue
Right.
at the time, and we were. It was. I think during that period of time, we had to go to that school. I think that those people that live in a certain district had to go to Arlington Heights at that particular time. A lot of people went, was considered Floor Heights Elementary.
Yeah.
A lot of people went to Floor Heights and people went to Arlington Heights. But I think Floor Heights was all black during the time.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So that was your home school,
right.
but it was not. How many African American children would you say were there when you?
Well,
you all
during
went?
that time it was 300, and the news article also stated 360.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
at that particular time through the whole school.
In the whole school.
Yeah.
But it was I did my internship as a principal there.
Okay.
So I know the school pretty well. It's a different kind of school. But I was happy to be able to talk with you about your upbringing now, because we don't have difficulty as it were then, but it's another kind. It's sort of subtle. So do you feel that having gone to the school, that it prepared you for where you are now?
Well, it motivated me.
Okay.
For what I'm into, what I do now.
Okay.
It motivated me because it gave me some energy, a pep energy to be able to think about some of the things, that we was actually going through that particular time, through that period of time, but having the opportunity to have a strong mother to walk us through Arlington Heights Elementary School was an achievement that that I felt that we was very excited about. Okay. And up until this time, my mom, she's gone. Like I said, she's gone home to glory, but she would be very proud. And this is the legacy that I like to just continue to keep going.
And you are. Let me move to this.
Okay.
Let's talk about what you are doing now for children. I notice you have on a nice blazer with all of your emblems. Talk about that.
Well, Community Youth Against Violence is an organization in which we know there's a lot of shooting and killing going on in our community. We focus on families, dysfunctional families, and families that have been violated through gun violence. We also connected with the school system, in which we have a Zoom, we have a club with the school, with our kids, that they come and be a part of Community Youth Against Violence. And we're doing some stuff right now. We're working on a project right now, trying to bring that curfew back. And we started.
Talk about that.
Well, me and Reverend Dunn started out. It's a TV show. It's a TV article that they put together. We met with all the chief of polices and all the mayors and all the commissioners. We met them back about a year and a half ago. And when the COVID came in, it just killed everything.
Yes,
but
yes.
They was enforcing it. We're trying to bring that team curfew back, put it on the board, because it got to be like giving castor. Remember the castor? Castor was not tasty and not good for us, but we have to give our parents the castor now.
Okay.
It don't taste good, but it helps us.
It's really good for you.
It's good for us.
But it does.
And what we're doing is that the curfew is just not a curfew. The curfew is something that will also bring accountability in the household. And so we're working on that curfew really diligently. We have the details on it. We're not going to give the kids a criminal record. We're going to give the parents a citation after three truancy.
Okay.
So we have to we got to really make sure how we do this, and because there was a lot of concern with the commissioner and the county, but they have agreed that they will support us because they have put up billboards up for us as well in reference to the curfew. So they're with us as well. We're just trying to bring everything back together and bring all the municipalities together.
So where do you meet with the children?
We meet with the children sometime at the schools.
Okay.
Sometimes we do Zoom. We have 200 or 300 kids on the Zoom at one time.
Okay.
All the schools from the county line to the other county line. So we every other Thursday we have a Zoom. We give the kids 5 hours of community service hours, and we work pretty hard. And those kids are engaging, and we want to invite you one Thursday to our Zoom, and you'll see exactly that's.
But I want you to talk about how you brought the parents in, because a lot that can be changed, can be prevented if we have the support of our parents. How do you have them involved?
Well, I put together a program called Getting to Know You at the Dinner Table. I didn't really realize that back in the day when mom and dad sit you at that dinner table, that was therapy. That was real therapy. So what we're doing now, we have a program that we're working, that we're funded with the county. We have a program called Getting to Know You at the Dinner Table. And we're reaching out to families that have been dysfunctional and families that have, and we're getting referrals from the school board as well of dysfunctional family and ungovernable cases. So what happened is that we set everybody at the dinner table, and everybody put away their things. So we intrigued family. We asked family to be able to do 2 or 3 sessions at the dinner table on a weekly basis to get to know the children, because nowadays mom is taking her Whopper, go to her room, kid taking his Burger King, go to his room, so nobody get to know one another until somebody gets shot or killed. So that's what. So it's been a very successful program. A lot of parents have been very glorified with this particular program, getting to know the children. A lot of parents don't know their children, children don't know the parents. So we figured that if we could get that would also bring demands and to bring accountability in the households.
Well, I like that, but I really want the viewing audience to know exactly how they can become involved for support. You need all hands on deck.
Right.
So talk about that, please.
Well, we have a radio show also on WMBM every Tuesday.
Okay.
And we also announce the fact that if any families that have ungovernable cases, can't control the situation at home, to call us at 305-749-9889, Community Youth Against Violence. And if they do call us, we'll take the referral in. We do an evaluation of the family, of the situation, and then we'll be able to place that kid, place that family, and see what we need to do with that particular family.
So you have other pastors working with you?
Well, it's not just the pastor. It's different
Police officers?
different mixed police officers, different community activists that are part of our board. But yeah, we do have.
That's a good team.
We do have pastors on the board as well. Yes.
What grade levels do you work with?
We work with from elementary school, like from elementary school all the way to the senior high school, because we get them engaged. We get those kids engaged. We got, matter of fact, at Earth and Ike Elementary School, we have a bunch of kids that we engage with. They do a lot of events with us. We do peace walks. We do rallies. So a lot of those kids from the schools also involve themselves with us when we do our peace walk.
Will
and
they
rallies.
be participating in the Trayvon Martin's walk this coming weekend?
We have not. It won't be this weekend because a lot of time you can't tire the kids out, because we got something coming up with we trying to bring Tyler Perry in. So we got something coming up, and we've been doing some stuff. So some of the kids that want our council will be taking some of the kids out there, but a lot of the kids, they're from the South.
Try to have them be a part of that.
Exactly.
Because that's a story that I'm going to have an opportunity to talk about. But I wanted to talk about your calling, your childhood, and what you're doing now. What else do you want to tell the audience as we talk about your journey?
Well, we just want to. I just want to. On this journey that I'm on, is that we're trying to make sure that we be on the bus to arrive. In other words, a lot of time, I want us, and if anybody, people that are listening, to understand that we are more suicidal than anything. Black folks are more suicidal than anything, because if I'm not in the lead, if I'm not in front of the situation, and this has been our problem through the years, if we're not in front of the situation, we don't want to do what we need to do. So we just want to be a part of the solution. We want organizations to come together, closing the gap. We want to close that gap. If we could come together and close that gap, if we leave it open just a little bit, then the shooter or the person that don't want this thing to happen will be able to sneak in there. So we want the shooters. We want the shooter to be shut down, because there's a lot of killing, and this is really crazy in this community now. Every day there's somebody dying. So we want to try to work hard. We want to try to come together as an organization to try to close the gap. Community Youth Against Violence just want to be on the bus when we arrive to the situation. We don't need to be in the front. We just be on the bus.
Just want to be a part of the
Want to be a part, and that's what the attitude that we need to do. And I think that we could do. We could solve a lot of situations if we think like that.
So before we go, I want you to let everyone know who you are again, what you're doing. You will accept all the support that you can get, and that hopefully, which schools? Let's go there first, and then I'll go back. Which schools do you get your referrals from?
Oh, Earth and Heights is number one.
Okay.
Miami Jackson, Northwestern, Carroll City. We did just in Central, Turner Tech. So we get.
You're all in district too, huh?
All over the place, and we also get some from down south. We get down south. We Mass Academy, and different, and North Miami. So we get kids from all over the school. We get referrals from all over the school, all over Dade County, and we just need to. We just want to make sure that we're solid. We don't want to just be out there just being an organization. We want to make a difference, and making a difference is being consistent. And I use the word consistent all the time, because if we're consistent in our journey, we will conquer. But if we're not consistent, and we leave that gap open, that's when things fall. So our main thing is being consistent in what we do, and that's power when we're consistent.
But I want to make sure that we understand, those who are watching the journey, listening to you, that you have your parents involved. When you talk about parents fearing their children, that's dreadful. We will not save our children if we're afraid of them.
That's right.
So I hope that when they refer the children, that you make every effort, which I'm sure you do, to have parents know that they must be involved in saving our children, and letting them know that, as you just said, sitting at the table and chatting with your children, that's therapy. That should be used all day, every day, if you can. You know, our parents are so involved in trying to make a living, trying to put food on the table, trying to catch up with bills. It's a tough time for parents now, but we're here to join hands and help support them. And I can't wait. After all you said, what you said, for sure, you know, I will speak and do whatever it is that I can to assist you. I've seen some of your programs out in Miami Gardens. I've been there.
Sure.
I've been in support of you, but I just wanted the world to know that you are a child who came through segregation.
Yes.
You're now a pastor, and you also are saving children outside of the doors of the church. So, Pastor Lorenzo,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
good to have you here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I want to make sure that everyone is aware that not only have you opened doors for children who might have been afraid to go to schools during the time that segregation was prominent. Look at where you are now. You're still doing it. You got your calling. You're doing that. You're working hard. So, as you said, your mom and dad are gone on to higher heights. They're proud of you, and so am I.
Appreciate it.
So thank you for coming.
We need the support.
Okay. God bless you.
Bless you. Thank you.
And I'll see you on the journey.
Yes, ma'am.